This is the CHRILLCAST. I'm Chris.
And I'm TiMMy.
I thought you were not Will, but I'm Fletch from
I'm also not Will. I'm multitasking.
What's up, Jack? Okay.
Sorry.
What? The face you just made, I'm a little confused now. You like got a really weird expression when I said, "What's up, Jack?"
Me or him?
You.
Me or not Will? Oh, me. Sorry.
Your face is
like right now. I'll be honest. I was looking at the Arab on Luke's thumbnail because I was in stitches the other night at this with in a call with Uber Nick, and
okay.
yeah, I was. My eyes were just focused on that, trying to not lose my shit. So.
Okay.
It is
Anyways.
pretty amazing.
So why don't you tell everybody about your channel real quick?
Yeah, so my name's Fletch. I own a channel called Ultimate Halo. We make the most ultimate Halo content in the community, and don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Yeah, just subscribe, just watch me talk absolute rubbish, and took blood from the Ultimate Halo, the Halo Infinite Stone. But July, that's all going to change.
Yeah, he's pulling the energy sword from King Arthur's stone, so he's going to get this done. All right. We're going to be talking today. It's a Tuber Tuesday episode, so we're going to have a lot of fun. We're talking about one of Fletch's buddies.
What's up, guys? HiddenXperia here.
He's not obsessed with the flood. Definitely not. That's for sure. He was on our channel about 2 weeks ago, so I figured it'd be fun to review his channel with somebody that's actually kind of friends with him. You know, buddies. You know, sings songs about him all the time around the campfire. So a little bit of stats. I can't talk. Staten Island stats. Okay,
Words are
YouTube
hard.
stats about HiddenXperia. He currently has 380K subscribers. Okay, his channel was created back in 2010 when he mostly focused on what's called Hidden League gaming. We talked about that like 2 weeks ago when he did his interview with us. He currently has, let's see here, I just want to double check this before I spew misinformation about him. 85 million views on his channel. And you can find him by going to youtube.com/HiddenXperia. You know, he's got one channel name, unlike some OGers that have like 3 or 4 channel names, or, you know, some weird leftover names that you can still find their channel using. His About Me says, "I'm a fan of everything Halo and love making videos around the future of the Halo universe. I hope you enjoy my channel and all the hard work and effort I put into it. So, parentheses close. Please subscribe, as well as this helps me a lot." And if I had any ability to use his accent, I would have read it that way, but I have no chance of getting his
I
accent.
should have asked me to do it, but it's a missed opportunity now.
Yeah, you're right.
We'll roll with it.
We'll roll with it. What is HiddenXperia known for? He's known for Halo lore, deep dives, the Flood, Master Chief versus videos, Halo gameplay and reviews, Halo news and information, and occasionally people will be like, "What's all this clickbait all about?" You know, but not very often. Usually he delivers on his titles. So
I thought it was because he had a Flood OnlyFans account. I was pretty sure. Is that just me? I mean, I'm not paying $9.99 a month for that at all.
We always go over people's oldest videos, so when we eventually review Fletch's channel, he better scrub his old videos before we go and review him. But
God, well, I'll have to give you my old channel where I actually made my first Halo videos, and I got some good views back in the day. But
Did
yeah,
you?
they were tragic. I will reluctantly send you the links for that later.
I did not know this. This is good to know. So his first video on YouTube, on his channel that still exists, let's put it that way. This one still exists. Insane across the map betrayal stick on sandbox, easy cap DC 60 plus test. This is like in the OG days of YouTube where people were like, I'm just going to put everything in the title I could possibly think of. So here we go. His video was released on September 8th, 2010, and it got a whopping 2,977 views. This is a almost 10-year-old video now. His most popular video, which we're going to go look at right now, hopefully it hasn't changed. Otherwise, I'll have nothing to talk about.
We're not going to watch it?
No. We don't use. We'll leave this one on, but the sticky grenade.
Well, it's 15 seconds. I think.
All
we
right,
should watch it.
fine. We'll watch
I've already got some comments on this.
I was gonna say I kind of want to hear what Fletch has to say about that.
Okay.
Only because like if someone had showed me that and been like, this dude's gonna have 380,000 subs or however many, like I would have been like, really?
All right. Go ahead.
So, first thoughts are, like when you're 15, you're a virgin, and except for Luke, he was like you know, 22 probably when
this
you
is
were
exactly what I wanted.
But like, you think you're cool. So you're a kid, you're playing Modern Warfare 2, or you're playing Halo 3, and your sensitivity is all the way up to 10, and you think you're the biggest little badass bitch on the planet. Then you've got an easy cap, which, to be fair, as a 15-year-old kid, is pretty good going because they're pretty hard to get hold of money-wise as a kid. But you got your shit little three cables. You got your red, yellow, and white. You got your sensitivity up to 10. That was like peak 2007. So
he's 3 years behind, is what you're saying, with this 2010 video.
I hate the title. I love the sticks. I hate the sensitivity. And it's almost making me hate myself because I'm looking back when I was that age and I was exactly the same. So
Same.
I'm pretty positive you guys are like this, pretty close to the same age that Will and I are, but I might be wrong. Let's see.
I'm 24.
24? Oh, dang, you guys are younger than I am. Okay.
Yeah.
And you know, TiMMy's like the never aging face, so.
I'm wise. I'm 64. AMA.
Also not true. Let's see, his most popular video. I think it's the. I'm not gonna try and guess. I've got it right here. There it is. 1.5 million views. It's a flood video, so this makes sense. All right. I'm not gonna use sound because if Luke hates this video enough, he could always copyright strike us if we have sound on. So.
I will say these videos are fantastic. I was just, you know, I just wanted to hear what Fletch had to say about that OG video, 15-seconder.
So 1.5 million views on this video. All right, this is like peak 2019 for HiddenXperia, where he's talking about flood. So he's got.
You know, he still watches this back and faps to it. I know that much.
Oh jeez.
I mean, look at those tentacles. It's just like, it's just heaven. I mean, look at all those legs.
Legs for days. What's his favorite flood form then? What do you think?
I mean, it's got to be infection on it, because that's what starts the whole thing. It's although I do know he gets a bit of a lob on. I don't know if Americans say that, but it's just another term for a boner. I know he gets a bit of a lob on when it comes to like grave mines and proto grave mines. And those rings there, that's Luke and his ring getting excited. His little bumhole.
He's into that logic plague kind of stuff.
Yeah, he likes it niche, does Luke. We all have his niche little fantasies, but there's a line, you know.
And you're saying
he's still gonna come back and ask to be able to
review your channel.
You know that, right?
Oh wait, Luke's gonna come back.
Please let me come on your show just for at least one episode. I need to say something about Fletch.
Well, I can tell you how that's going to go anyway. It's going to go, hey, up there, no, up north, lad, yeah, up there. That's all he's got. And he might talk about my alcoholic tendencies and my the few times I've got my penis out when I shouldn't have done around the dudes, but at PAX. But you know, I hope he hasn't got that picture. Actually, there are a couple of people who do in the community. And if I cross anybody's lines, I am fucked.
Oh, TiMMy is so happy that I invited him out for this episode now.
Yep.
Okay, so normally, here's what we do. We don't usually crap on the channel yet. Usually we talk about what we like.
Right, oh god, sorry, Luke.
Usually we say what we like first, so that way we can build them up before we tear them down. You know, we're already halfway there, so. Why don't you tell us what you like about Luke's channel?
So Luke puts like an obscene amount of time into his editing. Like I tried to be like this as well, but he does it to a really. He's good at getting like little niche footage, but everything he's talking about is represented visually. A lot of channels, it's quite easy for people to fall into the habit of just getting one long gameplay and just talking over it. But visually, that doesn't stimulate your audience enough. And he's been one of the few people in the community who caught onto this very early. And he does put a lot of time into his editing. So that's one of the things I do really enjoy. And also, the way he articulates his points and expresses like the niche things about the law, it does really well. So it's like, if he was to explain the logic plague, he simplifies it enough that those who haven't read the extended law can still understand it. I think that's part of why his success is the way it is. Whereas, you know, other channels who focus on law, you know, they might not get as many views because they focus pure on the more hardcore lore people, and they'll stick to the key terms that the books might, for example, whereas Luke doesn't. It really articulates it well.
Like, for example, using the terms elite and Sangheili interchangeably. Probably your standard common Halo player doesn't necessarily know that elites are called the Sangheili.
Yeah, I think it's probably more commonplace that they do these days.
It is
But
now,
yeah,
but
yeah, you're right. You're right with that. I think, let's say, for example, if it was, let's say, for example, a good example in Halo book Cryptum, actually, which I've just finished reading for the second time here. There's this something called a Gaish, which basically is where the librarian or another life worker can instill you with memories and a guide path for your life. And so, let's say, for example, the chief has a Gaish, and everything that is built up for the chief, his armor, his ancilla, well, his AI, that was all imprinted by the librarian hundreds of thousands of years ago. But rather than constantly using the word, he'll explain what the word is first, or maybe rephrase it in another term so that the audience know what it means. So it won't just go in and say, yeah, so he's got a Gaish of this, blah blah blah. So he'll say, right, chief has a Gaish. This means this, and actually, and he'll go on to explain it.
like some of his best videos are like obscure Halo lore that he simplified down and brought it back to the main story and well enough that people are like, oh yeah, I can see that. Like his Mendicant bias stories. It's like, it's really funny to me that I had never even thought about this character being in the games, and he's got this insane amount of detail on it, and I'm like, okay, I see how this fits now. Like,
Yeah. I mean, I encourage people to go explore. So, like, I think a lot of people are quite intimidated. Let's say with like the Foreigner saga of books, Cryptum, Primordium, and Silentium, Silentium. People are quite intimidated by it, but it's actually good that people like Luke make videos on this because it gives them a little bit of context and they know what they're getting into, rather than having like an obscene amount of information thrown at them right away, and then they can know the finite little details as they read through the book or listen to the audiobook.
yeah, I would agree with that. And if you are listening to the book or like you missed something, you can go to Luke's channel and figure out what you missed.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, he's literally. I don't think at this point there's not much that he hasn't covered as well. So for any Halo fan who does want to really go in on the lore, him and maybe Halo Canon as well. I mean, Halo Canon's covered so much, it's obscene, but them two channels, I'd say they're your go-to channels for lore. Yeah.
But if you're curious about the Covenant, definitely go check out a much smaller channel, Covenant Canon. He does some good stuff too.
He does some excellent stuff on the Covenant, yeah. Just purely on the Covenant, which is, I think he does a good job of, and it makes you feel like you're engaging with the Covenant as well, with his graphics and stuff like that.
Yeah, he does like an in-world personality telling about the Covenant, which is like, whoa, that's taking it to the next level. Yeah. And I think it'd be cool to see some Covenant times HiddenXperia type collabs. So there's a suggestion for you, Mr. Luke. Bring on some Covenant canon sometime in the near future. I think you might have done it once already, but let's see a couple more of those. Maybe some Covenant times Flood stuff. That'd be pretty neat.
Yeah.
So here's your favorite part. What are some things that HiddenXperia can improve on his channel?
To be honest with you, sometimes tonally, his videos can switch up in the middle quite a bit. So let's say, for example, he could be doing like something like heavily scripted, and then he'll just kind of like, when he's trying to heavily express his point, he'll go, oh, it's so fucking cool. He'll drop like a few F-bombs just to articulate how cool or how strongly he feels about something. That kind of takes me out sometimes because the way he scripts his videos, it's all very polished, and then he'll just go off script and just throw in a few F-bombs there. I think that's probably one bit. I mean, I think a lot of his subscribers like that at the same time. I think that's just more me personally. But I'd probably say he's best off doing that for his majority, but that's just not how I'd personally approach it.
So what you're saying is if he wants to lure you to come over with his voice, he should start, sticking to the script. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, I think there are other ways to articulate passion in something rather than just swearing at it.
Yeah, I agree. But like you said, that might be something his audience actually likes.
Yeah, absolutely.
I actually didn't notice that up until about a week ago. I was watching. might have been a Scarab video or something like that. But all like you said, he had like this complete script. And since you brought this up, I remember somewhere in the video, he's just like, I started hearing a bunch of profanity, and I was like, did I like tune out for a second? Am I watching a different video? You know, like it did kind of hit me kind of weird. Cause like, whoa, but you know, I like after talking to him for a solid 3 hours or whatever the other day, it seems like part of his free flow in speech. Occasionally, he just, I'm passionate about this. Boom, here's some swearing. That might just be his part of his personality a little bit.
He has got a potty mouth.
Yeah, but going from scripting to almost what feels like a free flow, like this is just me like having some exaggeration because I like this a lot, like having some getting kind of emotional, like enjoying this a lot, kind of a thing. Yeah, I would agree. He kind of goes off script and kind of goes into the profane a little bit and emphasizes, I really enjoy this. But if you're doing a lore video, maybe stick to the lore. I don't know. I don't know if I can really say that.
It's supposed to be a polished piece of, you know, I almost see him as the narrator, you know, and whereas, you know, I get it in personality pieces if you're screaming or it's a stream highlight video or something like that. Yeah, it just feels a bit out of place sometimes to me.
I do like when he does those collabs with like Installation 00, where they do like, because those two both are very, very big deep dive kind of people. And I enjoyed their collab about how creepy Oni is. that was some good stuff. Some UNSC. Have you guys I didn't even check to look for this. Do you guys have a bunch of collabs on here at all?
You know what, me and Luke have never actually collabed. I think we've been in other people's videos together, but we've never actually done anything direct. We've talked about it in the past, but for me, especially, you know, for him as well, we're kind of in the same boat of like, we'll only do something if it's meaningful and it works, you know, rather than just doing it for the sake of doing it. Whereas right now he's very focused on his style of content, which isn't quite in line with mine. But once Infinite starts coming out, I'm sure we'll do something because everyone will be sort of leaning towards the same direction. You know, gameplay wise, let's say if the beta comes out, everybody's going to be focused on gameplay, little details in the maps and stuff like that. So we'll align on that probably at some point in the future.
Maybe do like a Halo parody song.
I mean, I don't think Luke's got any musical talent, has he?
I actually don't know.
I don't think he does. Doesn't strike me as the type, but I mean, I can whack on a bunch of autotune and see how he gets on.
I would love to hear that, because we actually I don't know if you watched our interview with him, but I asked him like, you ever thought about doing anything with music? And he's like, yeah, one time somebody stole my content and I thought about doing a little, back when the diss tracks were a thing. Him and might have been, I can't remember who was going to do the diss track with him, but he said they had thought about it for a minute and he was glad he didn't do the diss track.
Yeah, I could imagine Luke doing a diss track. I don't think he's intimidating enough for it.
But I could totally see you doing a diss track.
I can't rap to save my life. I write sad songs on a regular basis. If anybody's ever listened to all of my EPs, there's some emotional shit in there, man. But yeah, I can't rap. I just end up stumbling over my words. I think I'm too white for it.
I think TiMMy could let you know whether I can or not.
Oh yeah, he can. Hard to think.
I had a semi-professional musical career at one point in time, but okay. That's all over with. I'll do parodies.
I mean, if I need a rapper on one of my upcoming songs, I'll slide into those DMs.
Dude, I'll lay down some rapping for you if you want.
All right. Okay. We'll hold you to it.
It's been a while, but a little rusty, but I could do it. So anyways, when we do this HiddenXperia diss track, what's the last thing we need to tell him? What do we need to finish? What's the closing lyric?
What's the closing lyric? What is the closing lyric? Get Fletch to do more of your thumbnails, because if you scroll up a little bit on his channel, even though it's not a fantastic thumbnail, the Series X July video, he sent me the initial version of that, And it's kind of like, do I go with this one or this one? I was like, neither. Send me that PSD. And even though that thumbnail's not fantastic, and as you can see on my channel, I do much better thumbnails, and I should get me to do more of his thumbnails because I don't charge an arm and a leg like his current person either. But they do fantastic work, just barely. So yeah, Fletch can do your thumbnails. Not free of charge, just less of charge.
Cool, man. What's our prediction for his channel going forward? When's he gonna hit 400K?
When's he gonna hit 400K? At the rate it's going, I mean, to be honest, I think everyone's gonna blow up as soon as Infinite releases. Everything's like stagnated at the moment, so I'm gonna say gonna hit 400K by September.
You know what? But if the July news is pretty slick, pretty cool stuff, he could hit 400K in July. If he just doubles down.
He's already hit most of the. I think he's hit most of the active audience at the moment. I mean, maybe I say never, but I mean, I think he's most Halo fans know at this point. So I'm saying September.
Like
I'm gonna stick it down on it.
From the CHRILLCAST bump, of course.
Oh yeah.
That happens every time, no matter what.
I will say, nobody has come on our channel and gone down in subscribers.
Until now.
True.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, good luck.
I will. The other thing that could be interesting, there are some channels that have kind of like multiple variety subjects. Like Eckhart's Ladder does Star Wars and Halo, and then some other various smaller things. But I think since Luke's planning to diversify a little bit, he said Resident Evil, and I'm trying to remember what the other one was. Maybe COD Zombies was one of them. I feel so bad because he told us exactly what he was going to do.
I can't remember either. I saw it.
But Resident Evil is one of them.
It just needs to be careful with that because obviously he'll have a short-term hit to his views. A lot of people will unsubscribe because of it. You know, subscribers are very fragile things. But if I'm honest, if he wants to go down that route, he needs to really invest people more in his personality rather than the topical stuff he does. So let's say, for example, Nick in the community. I noticed most of his subscribers are invested in his personality rather than you know, the actual the substance of what he's talking about. So I think he probably needs to start sliding things in that direction when Infinite's coming out, and then just sort of diversify him. Yeah,
like sprinkle it in a little bit here and a little bit there, and then see if you can get any kind of traction with those videos, right?
Yeah,
is that kind of what you're saying?
It's a slow and painful process, though.
You can't do it all at once. Like I think Eckhart's Ladder has covered both Star Wars and Halo from the get-go.
Yeah, I mean, for me personally, I don't get it. Like, cause I'm not really that into Star Wars. I like it a little bit, but like, but I kind of want I personally want people to be dedicated to what they're doing. I'm not saying don't do that because there's a market for it, but Eckhart's Ladder. I'm only going to watch his Halo videos. I'm not going to watch his Star Wars videos. And that's me saying it in the nicest way possible as well.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, currently with the direction of Star Wars, I'm less interested in Star Wars than I am in Infinite. I feel like there's a lot more, what's the right word for this? There's more I'm looking forward to in Halo right now than Star Wars based on the current state of things. Let's put it that way. But I think, like I'm saying, is he can capture a second audience with a second set of stuff that he's covering if he does it right.
Yeah, I mean, it can still it still works either way, but it's just like it depends how much of a short-term hit he's wanting to take.
Yeah.
If he goes in on it straight away, he's going to take a bigger short-term hit.
And then the other thing I was going to say in relation to that as well. He could also consider, I know this is not probably the most popular idea, he could create a second channel for it, specifically.
Yeah, it's a big job, though. And then you got to worry about video consistency on each channel, whereas if you do it all on the same channel, that's slightly easier to manage to a degree.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason why our podcast is on one of our channels, and then we have 2 other channels that I don't really care if they're successful or not. I'm just doing other content on them.
Yeah.
So, yeah. For me, it works out just fine because our channel's not massive or anything like that. But definitely get the most views on the podcast, so that's what we focus on.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think maybe like 2 channels would work out if the second one was easy to make content, because the first one here is like, that is insane how much time he puts into each one of those, and it's incredible. I mean, it shows like how great they are, and sorry, Fletch. I was gonna call you Ultimate there for a sec. Like you were saying though, like, work on just make these their own thing, polish them as much as you can. You're still gonna get people who are interested in your personality, and then make that second channel. You can just do like, a stream and put your own little commentary over it, clip out whatever you want of it, but put out long form stream stuff. And at the end of your polished products, you can always say like, if you want to hang out with me on a stream or something, follow me on Twitch, or, et cetera, check out our other channel, and not have to spend a bunch of time editing those videos. Just be you hanging out, and sell yourself on the personality too. But
yeah, people don't like change. People like to. You need to ease them into things. I think everybody's like that. So, yeah.
Right.
Cool, man. Anything else? Final thoughts on Mr. HiddenXperia?
I think that's all for me. I think I've gone in on him enough. I think I've also licked his ass enough. So I think, much like anything in life, balance is crucial. So I think I'll leave it there.
All right, I can appreciate that. I think you should sign it off in his accent, though. That would make this video just over the top. So, as always, I'm Chris.
And I'm TiMMy, who is also not Will, obviously not Will.
Right. Thanks, not Will. And this has been CHRILLCAST, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.